is my 2016 Speed Triple S, a little bit dirty. Haven't had a chance to clean it. We went to Wales last weekend, a group of us, just to have a bit of fun, which we certainly did. Would I have paid the extra for the Speed Triple R? I would, actually, although I don't necessarily need the suspension. I think I would have paid the extra, except they don't do it in red, and I wanted it in red. So what I had fitted was the fly screen extender, belly pan, and that's about it. The rest I did myself. So that's. I do quite like these day running LED lights. They are quite bright. It appears to me the cars that do pay attention actually do see you quite quickly and move out of the way quite quickly. So it is rather dirty. So we did about 550 miles round to and from and round Wales last weekend. As you can see, I got rid of the stock cans at the first service, and that's an SC Projects slip-on without the baffle, as you can see, probably all the way down there. You can see I've got Pilot Road 4s on here because I'm going to Spain on this in September to the MotoGP, and I've done 1,200 miles already. I'm going to have done 2,500 before I go. So was there much point in me having the super courses? Not really. So I just paid, including fitting, an extra 80 quid to have a set of Pilot Road 4s. They should last me quite well. LED indicators come as stock now, which is good. I put the tank pad on because I quite liked that on my last one. It's nice that the battery cover is colour coded now, whereas on my old one it wasn't. Fly screen extender, don't be fooled, does a bloody good job. I'm 6'2". When I test rode the bike, I test rode it without the extender, and up to 70 I would say you were okay before you started to feel the wind sort of pushing you back a little bit. With that fly screen extender, you can take, that's probably 90 now before you start to really feel that. Does help an awful lot. It just doesn't look as though it would do, but it really does. And I have to say, Triumph, you've done a bloody good job, because I think that looks really good. I think without it, I think the front end looks like it's missing something. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with that for the 50 quid that it cost. I think it was well worth the money. I think the belly pan is just a must. Right, so I had a Ventura system for the SX. It just made sense to keep it if I could. They do the Ventura system for this. Before that turned up, I had once this was on, took the rear hangers off, and it cleans up the back of the bike so nicely. I've got photos, so I'll add a photo in on this. But you can't fit the Ventura system without the rear hangers on, because otherwise the bolt it's not square. So the bolts aren't square, so you can't do them up. So what I need to do is just find a spacing material to replicate that, because all I was going to do was just put the rear hangers, well, yeah, I was just going to put the rear hangers on when the girlfriend wanted to come on the back, but and I don't really want to leave. I don't want to leave the Ventura system on. I'm only leaving it on at the moment because it's only something like, I don't know, 6 or 7 weeks before we go to Spain. So I just thought, what the hell? And plus, I say the other half will be coming to test her new. She hasn't got a comfort seat like me though. So we'll see what she thinks of it. So we have here 1291 miles now. The kill switch also acts as the start switch as well. So you just push it up for obviously kill, down once, obviously it livens it back up again, and then pull the clutch in and then push it down. It's nice that it's got hazards. I think that's quite good on a bike. Obviously it's ABS and traction control, and you can set all that going through. I don't know how easy you can see this, so at the moment I've got 72 miles before I need to fill up. So obviously you've got gear position indicator, so you've got an overall trip meter, miles per gallon, and then that would be live miles per gallon, average speed on that trip, obviously the odometer, you've got a lap timer on there, that's the overall miles on the trip. That was my last trip. It's more than that there. Yep, and then back to the 72 miles before filling up. So then in the modes, so you've got track, you've got rider modes. I haven't been into that yet, so that's one I need to have a go at. Then you've got rain and road, and then sport. As I say, much prefer to leave it in sport. Now the lights here in its position now is the day running LED lights. If you push it down, you then have day running LEDs and the, I'm afraid to say, still the very pathetic, pretty damn useless Triumph headlights. I got a video when I was out one evening, and there's as much light shining directly down here as there is anywhere else. Now for your high beam, you're supposed to, the pass light here, you're supposed to, don't know, I found it very hit and miss. You're supposed to pull it in. See, you can see the come up on the dash. I don't know, maybe the bike needs to be started, but which I'll do in a sec, and we'll perhaps try and have a play. I've only once been able to get the high beam on. Otherwise I've just got to hold it in, but I think you are supposed to be able to press it so it actually stays on. Just don't know. Not overly fussed at the moment, I don't suppose, but I like they've gone on the stock standard speed with the S to go black bars. I think that does look good. Sets it off nicely against the aluminium. I may get shorty levers. I've still got to get radiator covers. That's something that I really want to do sort of sooner rather than later. I'll go probably get the Evotech ones. I've had them before, quite like Evotech products. Maybe the same with the levers. And yeah, I've still got the reflectors on mine. Not because I want them on. Does it really matter? Don't know. Some people have just taken them off. I'm in two minds whether I want to put a tail tidy. This is a much nicer unit to the old Speed. It doesn't look as though it comes out quite so much. So I'm still a little undecided on that one. But once you take this Ventura system off and the rear hangers off, you can see how good it would look. Right, so I don't know how you get the high beam on. as ever with these bikes and cameras, don't know how well you can really hear that, but that's a must. You know, that was really quite a, that cost me 300, just over £300, and the weight saving was about 5.5 kilos. So just that alone is going to give you a little bit of extra oomph for running the popping and crackling. Doesn't really come out too much when I'm riding. I'll leave my visor up for a sec.